Are you guys familiar with the work of Shoenice 22, dude? YouTube legend, known for being early content creator on the platform, eating glue, being crazy, saying, "Hey, boy, Shoenice here."
Shoenice again.
And drinking copious amounts of alcohol and eating glue and other stuff you're not supposed to eat, dude. This is a video by Nick Nobody that just came out. The curious case of Shoenice, dude, from internet famous to alcoholic scammer. Bro, I honestly can't imagine getting scammed by Shoenice, because what situation would you find yourself in where you have to put trust in this man? He eats glue, dude. Glitter glue.
Camera is an incredibly popular form of content on YouTube. From mukbangs to hot wing interviews to classic TV style food challenges, there are many ways creators go about growing their channels from eating. There is one person that easily stands out amongst this crowd of foodies, and that's Shoenice 22.
7 ounces of glue.
I'm glad we got there immediately. I'm glad we got right to the important stuff. Okay, as you can see, he was eating an entire case of mayonnaise. Disgusting. He has some sort of drawn-on...
I like it, Kudgy.
...do here. Basically, he's just a psycho. I think in one of his videos, he eats these headphones while they're plugged in, and you can hear them go inside of him.
After 2 years of being in the mental institute, they said they haven't written the book on my condition, so I'm back live on TikTok.
Shoenice is an obvious standout because, as you can see, the things he consumes on camera are insane. From scoffing down Apple headphones to chugging Elmer's glue, there's seemingly no item that Shoenice won't put into his stomach.
How is this man even alive, let alone not banned from everything outside, every platform and outside? I don't get it. He seems like he's a danger to himself and others.
Just eat ridiculous objects. He would also become popular for slamming entire handles of alcohol for his followers' entertainment. The authenticity of these slams will be debated later on in this video though. Shoenice has been eating and drinking unconventional items on camera since 2008, and he has even been featured on TV shows like Tosh.0.
When was the first time you ate a tampon?
Don't encourage him, dude. Don't ask him about the first time he ate a tampon. It's not important. The timeline doesn't matter. It's like, what led up here? How did we get here? And how do we retrace our steps and try again? We gotta go back.
I'd say probably 7. I swallowed it without water though, and it swelled up like an umbrella in my throat. And the only thing that saved me was a string hanging out of my mouth.
Shoenice's unconventional rise was inevitably met with a well-deserved fall. Throughout the past decade, he has been exposed for a litany of things that include a variety of addiction problems, scamming his fans, and there's even accusations of pedophilia. In the current day and age, all Shoenice really does is get obliterated on...
One of these things is not like the other. Why would this guy eat some glue? I feel like just because he can. I feel like it's just content to him. He doesn't have anything he wants to say. He said, watch me eat this glue, huh?
Live streams while begging for money or trying to shill his cameo. The once popular internet enigma has now all but been forgotten. This is the curious case of Shoenice 22.
Hey everyone, Shoenice again.
Curious.
Google, suck my dick. YouTube, suck my dick.
Oh. Not the purple ones. Some child could have used that for school supplies, man. This is not a good use of resources.
I guess you used to live with either your wife or a serious girlfriend, and she kicked you out because she couldn't handle the fame.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I lied about that on
She couldn't handle the fame.
I thought you might have.
Vice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was actually from my pill addiction.
Hey, Christopher, nice talking to you again, whatever.
That explains a lot, to be honest.
Either way, can you have your mom start the divorce proceedings?
I don't know if I could put down a whole thing of glue without a Xan or two.
So we can end this all? Because I'm sleeping out on the side of a fucking mall. I fucking, yeah, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do what? Entertain you fuckers?
This is gonna be me.
Shoenice, whose real name is Chris Schewe, was born in Albany, New York on May 30th, 1969. According to Chris, his upbringing wasn't the most ideal. He was raised with 2 other brothers by a single mom. Chris's dad was originally in the picture, but left the family very early on in his life. This abandonment would cause Chris's mother to start drinking, eventually becoming an alcoholic.
My father wasn't home every night. And eventually there was a for sale sign out, and we went from like a nice, everybody had their own bedroom, to like a 1 bedroom with my mom, you know, who literally just started drinking.
shocker, this guy did not have the best childhood. The glue-eating guy with the alcohol and apparently self-diagnosed pill problem, self-admitted, I mean, like 2 seconds ago. I'm just going to skip ahead until he starts YouTube videos. That's what I'm here for.
It was at this exact moment he was inspired to make sure no kids go to sleep hungry at night.
I skipped right to the right spot. I thought he was going to say he was inspired to make a YouTube, but no, alas.
Cause indeed. However, Chris has never done anything to try and enact this change. In fact, he has only ever used it as a way to solicit people to send him money, which he turns around and spends whatever he gets on drugs and alcohol.
So I've often wondered about
community of people.
Your plan seems to be, it's like an underwear gnome type plan if you follow the reference.
Come again?
Step 1, eat glue. Step 2.
I always thought Woody's gamer tag looked a bit like Bob Saget. Do you guys see it?
2 question mark. Step 3, cure world hunger, right? So there's a disconnect in there for me between the glue and the world hunger.
Right. That's what you don't understand right now. And all I ask is just laugh for now, and I'll call you when I need yous.
This is why I call Shoenice's supposed goal to end world hunger his ultimate grift. There is no real plan to do this. It's just a way for him to siphon money out of unsuspecting people. The other notable detail about Shoenice's time spent in the military was when he ran over a fellow soldier with a Humvee during a sandstorm. Yes, that's right, he ran over a fellow soldier. He would explain how this happened in a now deleted video that was thankfully archived.
I was driving up into the thing and I had ran over something that definitely lifted up the side of the truck.
Something.
And I was like, oh my God.
Or someone.
I jump out and there's a soldier laying on the ground. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, I hit you. I can't believe it.
I hit you.
He just, the way his torso was turned, I knew it was just a matter of time. And he was just like, no, you weren't the one that hit me. You were the second one that hit me. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry.
I know I said you must take everything Shoenice says with a grain of salt.
Do you really think that that was part of the story, or do you think he added that in there? I was actually the second guy that ran this guy over, and I feel like we should really divert our attention to the first infraction. How convenient.
But he tells this story candidly, and it would also be an insane thing to just make up for views. He also has retold this story with the same exact details on multiple other occasions, which could very well make this a true story.
He got hit, and then I was bringing guys in a sandstorm, and then I ran him over again. But I was the one that said,
so you're the one that finished him off.
No, I'm the one that said, hey, bro, I'm sorry I fucking ran over you. And he's like, can you at least...
Sounded like he said he hit him twice this time.
My wife,
the plot thickens.
I always loved her.
Shoenice would eventually return home from his deployment, though he never got around to delivering that dying message to the soldier's wife and kids. Instead, he claims to have traveled to places like Florida and Las Vegas. It was in these locations where he blew all of his money in a matter of a few short months getting drunk and gambling. By the time Chris remembered he was supposed to deliver that message, he had already spent all of his money and had no way of traveling to this woman to tell her her husband's dying message. So instead, he opted to just send her a letter containing the statement, which I'm sure this was probably well after she was informed of her husband's passing. If this is all true, I could only imagine how that woman felt receiving a letter from the man that ran over and killed her husband. Talk about horrifying. Sometime after all of this, Shoenice would settle down and get married, even having a child around the year 2000. It's unknown what he was doing for work during this time in order to support this new family. It wouldn't be until 2008 when Chris's son decided to
make the fucking Cosmic Panda YouTube layout. Classic. Everyone hated this shit at the time, but now it looks pretty good, huh?
Make him a YouTube
Don't know what you got till it's gone.
While the channel was created in 2008, he did.
It is kind of ugly though. TBH. So much wasted space.
Didn't begin to actively post on it until sometime in 2010. His original uploads consisted of amateur stand-up comedy routines delivered in an odd, monotone way.
When my dad wanted us to learn how to read when we were little, he got us hooked on chronics. When we went to high school, he didn't want good grades. He wanted a good grade.
These original uploads did not draw in any viewers for Shoenice's channel. An audience wouldn't actually begin to build until Chris started to record himself eating outrageous things like toilet paper and Elmer's glue. He originally...
Yeah, I agree. That is very unnecessary and unhealthy. Toilet paper and glue? Bro, how does that not kill you? Especially if you eat it together. What the
doing
fuck?
This at the behest of
You're making a Mod Podge in your tum-tum.
Of his friends, as this was something Shoenice was known for since his childhood. Ever since Chris was young, he claims he would eat things like sticks and rocks with no problems. In high school, he would eat all the...
Listen, I just don't understand. Clearly, natural selection is just a myth.
Materials
that doesn't
for his
work.
home economics classes.
If you're eating rocks and sticks and living...
At the lunch table, he would eat random things like napkins and toilet paper to entertain his friends. Once Shoenice began uploading these kind of stunts to YouTube, his channel would begin to explode in popularity around 2012. Chris even began to take suggestions from his audience on what to eat for his future videos. A lot of the more insane requests Shoenice did, I can't even show you because they break YouTube's terms of service.
I don't even know what that is. Tic Tacs?
I mean, he would dual upload his videos to the now defunct website LiveLeak for God's sake, so that should give you a good idea of what was going on.
Bro, if you could get partnered on LiveLeak, that would go hard.
A lot of the items he ate were legitimately dangerous, and it's honestly crazy how it seemingly never backfired on him. The crazier the item Shoenice would eat, the more popular his channel would get. This newfound internet fame would soon prove it was not all it's cracked up to be though. The first signs Shoenice's life was going downhill would be revealed during a Reddit AMA in April 2012. It was here someone left a comment stating Shoenice's wife recently divorced him and he wasn't allowed to see his kid. Shoenice doesn't explain what happened or why he can't see his child anymore, he just states it's not his choice. Another comment that was terribly addressed was one that claimed Shoenice crashed a high school prom party and took the virginity of one of the students.
What?
I swear this is a true story. I went to a high school in Albany, New York, and you crashed our prom after party. You ended up taking the virginity of a girl named Rosanna. You didn't call her afterwards. She cried a lot. Do you remember any of this and can confirm? Or have you been so knee-deep in YouTube pooty for so long that this qualifies as a mere blip? Shoenice doesn't even deny that this happened, he just simply replies with, LMAO, complete blur. The last comment I think is significant to point out.
Wrong answer, Mr. Nice. Lock him up.
This one stating Shoenice had been scamming his fans on Facebook. The commenter claims Shoenice asked people to donate him money since he couldn't afford food and that he'd pay them back at a later time. The following week, he was apparently seen boasting about how he just spent all the money on booze and weed and wasn't actually broke at all. Now, Shoenice wouldn't make a comment on this accusation, but he really didn't have to. Not too long after this AMA, a channel on YouTube compiled a short video exposing him for scamming and drunkenly berating his fans.
I don't give a fuck. Unsub, because when I get 10, 20, 30 people to unsub, I'm happy as a mofo.
This would be the first of many expose videos to come out on Shoenice. His true colors would slowly begin to bleed through the fake persona he portrayed inside his videos. It can be tracked back to as early as 2012.
I mean, it looks like a crack den, but it's kind of cool.
Chris's content would slowly change from his insane eating stunts to drunkenly begging for money from his fans. Regardless of the negative publicity that was beginning to form around Shoenice, the popular media company Vice would travel to his hometown and film a mini documentary on him titled Shoenice Will Eat Anything for Fame. This film was released on
Oh shit, let's look that up real quick.
February 20.
Wait, what the hell? I'm tripping. See if there's anything crazy in it. He might show us clips from it, but whatever. Vice, Shoenice. There he be.
Hi, my name is Shoenice, aka Shoenice22.
Like Mario, Luigi, Mario?
A lot of people think I'm a complete idiot, but actually I'm a professional idiot with decades of experience.
On your march, get set, Shoenice.
Makes
sense.
sense.
I just open up my throat and just something happens and I just know. It's like Evel Knievel jumping over them 20 buses. He knows he can die, but once he gets over it, it's epic for life.
Cheers to you. Dude, it's just like Evel Knievel. He got that daredevil throat.
Great lady, but your kids are psycho.
22nd, 2013. Less than 2 minutes into this doc, Shoenice reveals his wife threw him out of the house because she doesn't understand his YouTube career.
All I do is travel around the world, you know. My family threw me out 2 years ago because they just didn't understand.
They just don't get it.
You know,
I'm famous.
What it's all about.
This doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's something he will reiterate a few times throughout this video's runtime. During an interview section of the doc, Shoenice again brings up his separation from his wife, this time claiming she couldn't handle his YouTube fame, so she kicked him out of the house. Shoenice claims because of this, he started drinking again after 6 years of sobriety.
And then I started doing YouTube. I was still straight. My ex-wife couldn't handle the fame. So she's like, you gotta go, and I moved out to the garage. And you can see how I
not the garage.
And then I just eventually just left the property, and I knew I wasn't putting my son to bed that night, so time to drink.
There's a reason why he's purposely vague when speaking about this separation that I will reveal later in this video. Shoenice would address a variety of other things during this interview inside the Vice doc, like his battles with alcoholism, becoming homeless, and his ultimate grift, lifelong dream of ending world hunger. The problem with this Vice documentary is the way it portrayed Shoenice. It painted him out to be this weird, aloof guy with a good heart that was just a victim of circumstance. You can tell by the comment section that a lot of people were sympathetic to the stories Chris was peddling, and it's likely this sent a swath of new viewers and fans to his channel. This ultimately would turn out to be a terrible thing because the real truth is, Shoenice is a lying drunkard who has no problem repeatedly scamming his audience to support his growing addictions. This film would unintentionally send a wave of new fans primed and ready to be taken advantage of by Chris.
So the Vice documentary kind of made him look too sane, basically. How many views did this get? 3.8 million 12 years ago? Damn, that's crazy. And he was like an OG YouTuber, so I don't know if he was like washed up 12 years ago. Probably not, but I don't know when his peak was necessarily. What are the comments looking like? Video went pretty viral, got like 40K views. 2011 was different. The pain inside this man, I hope he finds his peace. Yeah, they seem pretty sympathetic towards his story.
Supported by the fact that less than 2 weeks after the Vice documentary was released, Shoenice posted a drunken video claiming he's broke and needs money for weed and beer. His solution for this would be to start charging people $5 to be his friend on Facebook.
You call me a beggar, you see me on my knees? No, you guys get on your knees. I'm your higher power. Either way, if you're already a friend...
$5 to be his friend on Facebook, dude? That's a steal.
You might as well PayPal me right now so you're secured in. It's $5 to be a Facebook friend with the #1 YouTube channel by next year. It's your choice, you know? $2, I'll work with you.
Drunkenly begging his fans for money would pretty much start to become his whole MO going forward.
Hey everyone, Shoenice again. Well, basically, I lost my ATM card and I want to smoke more weed and get drunk still for Bike Week. So my PayPal information's below me.
Shoenice has a habit of quickly deleting these sort of videos from his channel to the point where there are dozens.
Don't give this guy any money, give it to me instead.
Of archive channels that make sure to re-upload whatever he tries to erase. Shout out to the archive channels. You guys are the real heroes out there. Going into 2014, Shoenice would get into his first of many internet beefs with a man named Ted Bareris. Ted was the first person to start publicly calling out Shoenice for faking his alcohol slams. He pointed out things like the bottles being pre-opened before the videos start and suggesting he replace the alcohol with water. This would be the first...
Bro, if they told me the glue was fake, I would actually lose some of the non-existent respect I have for this guy. God damn, that would suck.
Many accusations levied by Ted. He would go on to accuse Shoenice of increasingly worse things like scamming the children in his audience, being addicted to crack and meth, and that he was a child predator.
I don't know if this is true, but I see that somebody from your past life has been trolling you in the comment boards in some of the videos. They say things like, Chris Schewe, child molester. He was caught with a young girl. That's why his wife left him. Chris Schewe has herpes. Chris Schewe smokes crack and has been doing cocaine for 20 years.
These are all such different accusations. It's really hitting from all angles.
These are true. Please tell us all. We want to know. We want to be well-informed, Shoenice.
This call-out would spark a mostly one-sided back and forth between the pair. Shoenice would respond to Ted's claims in his usual drunken fashion in a multitude of now-deleted videos, most of which are lost to time. He blamed Ted for a variety of different problems in his life and even threatened to quit YouTube multiple times because
makes it look like he's about to off himself. But no, he just hosted his videos there at the time.
Of him.
Well, basically, YouTube has given me 2 strikes in the past fucking 2 videos because of Ted Bareris and his fucking homosexual love for me. Yes, blame Ted Bareris for me leaving YouTube. His link is below me in the description. Google, suck my dick. YouTube, suck my dick.
Even with the increasing amount of negative backlash Shoenice was receiving from his drunken tirades, scams, and allegations from Ted Bareris, he still somehow managed to get featured on one of Comedy Central's most popular shows, Tosh.0, the following year in 2015. Tosh.0 was a TV series that was hosted by the comedian Daniel Tosh.
Okay, we know what that is. It's the freaking OG clip reaction show that was on TV, kind of like Ray William Johnson's Equals 3, dude. They would watch viral videos and he would be so funny about them. But they would also have King of the Web, I think was the segment or something like that, where they would get like early internet stars on the show in real life, I guess, basically.
Ex-wife just didn't understand.
I think Onision was on there, but I don't know if he did the in-person thing, but...
YouTube fame. He's like, you're a psycho, and threw me out.
Penguin
like the guy
Z,
on
maybe?
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Or was that Ray William Johnson? I don't even know.
He really likes to...
Actually, it's kind of like ridiculousness, kids. I should have said that. That makes the most sense to people.
Tell this story to anyone who will listen. Keep this in mind for the very near future. Shoenice would go on to tell Tosh some other insane things, like how he started eating random items when he was 5 years old, and when he was 7, he would eat squirrel shit for the neighbors. He also tells Tosh that the worst thing he ever ate was a 60-year-old's vagina.
What's the worst thing you've ever ate and you just gave up, said, I'm not doing it?
Probably a 60-year-old vagina.
Boy, what the hell, boy? Why'd you have to say that? Imagine saying that. Don't kiss and tell, man. It's not classy. I'm utterly disgusted.
You didn't even need to say the vagina. I would have just left it at a 60-year-old.
Yeah, I just love learning about that detail. This episode would end with a sketch of Shoenice eating random items while trying to raise money on a fake telethon. Once again, his career was being given another shot at revitalization that he honestly didn't deserve. More new fans for Shoenice meant more new potential victims of his scams. Blessed with the collaboration with Comedy Central, you'd think Shoenice would do something with another massive shout-out, but he really didn't attempt anything to try and turn his situation around. Instead, he chose to publicly badmouth Daniel and Comedy Central almost immediately after his episode would air. This is something Shoenice has a habit of doing to people and companies that have tried to work with him over the years. At first, he will remain mostly civil with people he perceives can help his career. Once he extrapolates whatever benefit he can and there's nothing left for him to gain, he will turn around and publicly badmouth whoever was foolish enough to give him the time of day. Daniel Tosh was one of the first major people to experience this, and it did not end with a few disgruntled videos from Chris after the show aired. Shoenice's complaints would continue for years. When he went on the PKA podcast in 2016, he would make sure to find time to talk about how he dislikes Daniel Tosh and Comedy Central.
I love that. I mean, Tosh.0 can kiss my ass. What a bunch of losers over there at Comedy Central.
I've been on that show.
They just use you.
Shoenice would further explain his gripes with Tosh and Comedy Central by claiming Daniel felt challenged by his comedic ability. Because of that, they didn't keep in all of his improv lines during the filming of this episode. He would also lament over the fact that Comedy Central gave his YouTube channel a copyright strike for re-uploading the entire episode of the show on his channel. And he even complained about how the network wouldn't pay for more nights in the hotel he was staying in after the filming process was over. Shoenice wouldn't just talk about his beef with Daniel Tosh and Comedy Central during his appearance on the PKA podcast, though. He would spend an hour discussing a wide variety of things, revealing new information about his life that hadn't been known before. This was, of course, sandwiched in between delusional ramblings and pauses to eat glue and take bong rips.
Wait, what?
Right, can I take another hit?
Yeah, of glue?
I'm hitting this glue real quick
right now.
Well, just some tobacco.
One topic that of course came up was about Shoenice's wife leaving him because of his YouTube fame. After telling this story for half a decade, Shoenice finally came clean and told the host that he was lying about that. It turns out the real reason he was thrown out of the house and not allowed to see his kid was because he had a pill addiction.
So I got a question for you. I watched the Vice documentary. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
And I guess you used to live with either your wife or a serious girlfriend, and she kicked you out because.
All right, I don't care about his pill addiction. TBH. What else we got? Oh, he got banned from YouTube. Let's hear about that.
Shoenice here, and you were expecting a level of professionalism? He's always scammed people out of money. That's why I stopped watching him. He's a homeless drunk with no life skills, bro. By this point, Shoenice had been homeless for quite some time, and scamming people was the only way.
I'll play Hungry Shark right after this video. No problem.
He was able to pay for the motels he was staying
I swear.
in. Things would only continue to get worse for him in the beginning of 2018, when his main channel with over 500,000 subscribers was terminated for violating YouTube's terms of service. This honestly isn't even surprising, seeing the fact that almost every single one of his videos violated these terms in one way or the other. The termination of his main channel really caused Shoenice to go off the deep end. I know
it's the Joker, baby.
It may seem like he has already hit rock bottom, but you'll find out soon enough that even rock bottom has a basement. For some reason, Shoenice started IRL live streaming as a homeless person in an attempt to save his YouTube career.
I mean, what else are you gonna do if you're freaking living outside, dude? Gotta just go live, talk to the chat, say what's up to the chat, chill with the chat.
Aren't many archives of the homeless Shoe wandering around Denver, but there is one of note. In April 2018, a drunken Shoenice was live streaming himself walking down the road, complaining about things like his YouTube channel getting terminated and Ted Bareris. He would wander around doing this for a while, and by nightfall, he was sleeping outside of a mall while belligerently yelling at his phone.
Because I'm sleeping out on the side of a fucking mall.
I'm sleeping by the mall. We saw that at the beginning, dude.
The mom was Shoenice's age. Elizabeth's mom was Shoenice's age. So he used that for excuse to go over to the house to be closer to Elizabeth Macias. And again, these are his words, not mine. I'm telling you what he told me the night
I skipped ahead a little bit and I am lost completely, I'll be honest. But I'm also losing interest, so freaking I will link the full video in the future video description, dude. Shout out to freaking Nick Nobody. My attention span's just cooked, frankly. And Shoenice scares me. Good video though. What's the weirdest thing you guys ever ate? Leave it in the comments. Let me know. I'm judging.